Hey guys, welcome back to bronxbomberbuzz, and today we're going to be talking about Aaron Judge. Of course, it was announced the other day that he won his second American League MVP. Should have been his third, but we're not going to get into that here. Such a robbery. Jose Altuve, what a dick. And in this video, we're going to be talking about his top 10 moments from the 2024 MLB season. Well, at least his top 10, in my opinion, the moments that I look at the most, and I say this was a fantastic moment. I ranked them in accordance of how amazing they were to me as a fan. I'm not saying these are the top 10 moments where, oh, this swing he had or this catch he had increased the winning percentage by the most. I'm not that boring, okay? This is an emotional thing for me. But yeah, really, I just want to take a look back at one of the greatest offensive seasons we've ever seen, especially from a right-handed hitter. Without the juice, I mean, we just need to appreciate that we get to witness greatness day in and day out with Aaron Judge. Just once in a generation, once in a lifetime player. And yes, I do have a custom bronxbomberbuzz hoodie. It's pretty sick in my opinion. I'm excited about it. This is my logo. And on the back, actually, now that you mention it, follow the socials, link in the description. Alrighty, so coming in at number 10 for me, had to be on here. Of course, the reason it's so low is because we went on to lose this game, and don't even want to talk about this game. His first ever World Series homer, Game 5 of the World Series in Yankee Stadium, off of Jack Flaherty. Great swing, phenomenal swing. The sleeping giant that has awoken, one of the greatest calls by a non-Yes Network commentator I've ever witnessed. Middle heater from Flaherty. He took it 109 miles an hour to right field, 403 feet. Whew. That moment was just phenomenal. We're not going to talk about what happened the rest of the game. That's the reason it's number 10. We went on to lose, and he didn't have his best game besides that swing, that's for sure. But, yeah, let's just stop talking about it there. Great swing, great moment. Had me out of my seat. Let's just leave it at that. Moving swiftly onwards, number 9. So at number 9, we're going back to August 2nd against the Toronto Blue Jays, where he hit his longest homer of the season off of Kevin Gausman, 477 feet and 118 miles an hour off the bat. That thing landed in no man's land, dude. So yeah, just looking at that probably would have made the list anyway because that is ridiculous. But it was his 40th homer of the year and his 100th and 101st RBI of the year, and he was the first player in Major League Baseball this year to hit 40 homers, and the first player in Major League Baseball this year to have 100 RBIs. So, really cool moment, really to see him break 2 milestones, and obviously, what a swing, dude. Jesus, Gausman's still recovering from that. Also, the fan that caught that probably wasn't even paying attention because you never expect to get a home run ball that deep in the ballpark. Jesus. Alrighty, coming in at number 8. Again, would have been higher if he went on to win this game because it was a postseason game, and this one hurt a little bit. His homer off of Emmanuel Clase in the top of the 8th inning, 2 outs, gets a painted cutter at 100 miles an hour, well, 99.5, but realistically, basically a 100-mile-an-hour cutter, painted low and away, and he takes it and drives it to right field. He cranked this ball. When I say cranked, I don't mean he hit it 500 feet. I mean, he just hit a straight line. This was more of a Stanton home run than a Judge home run. Very little launch angle, 356 feet, but 110 miles an hour off the bat, and that moment was, oh my God, just chills, realistically. Clase, best closer in baseball this year by a wide margin, realistically, especially during the regular season. In postseason, he kind of shit the bed a little bit, mainly against us. But Clase had a .6 ERA in the regular season, and for him to come in, for it to be 2 outs, we're losing, and Judge to step up, even with this big postseason slump he's been in, to step up and take the best closer in baseball deep. Whew, shivers down the spine, man. That was a fantastic moment. And then obviously we know Stanton went back-to-back with him, and that whole moment, that was just insane. And then everything went south after that. But that moment right there, that was insane. We don't speak about what happened after. Another case of swiftly moving on. Number 7. All right, number 7 is one that you wouldn't see on most people's list, but this moment was so cool to me. And it was a Judge moment, but it was also more of a just this inning, basically. It was the back-to-back-to-back homers against the Rockies, where Soto hit a homer, Judge hit a homer, and then Stanton hit a homer. I'm counting it as a judgment, but that was just so cool to me because, it was a game against the Rockies, mid-season games that for the non-super fan, obviously I'm a super fan, I watch every single game every single day, you would look at this game and be like, wow, we just blew them out, we won 10-3. But back-to-back-to-back homers, great. I was talking about this for weeks, even though it was a shitty game against the Rockies. And Judge did it against a pretty good pitcher as well, Jeff Criswell, who was actually pretty good for Colorado in a short sample size, especially considering that his ERA was ballooned from this game alone. Other than this, he was actually really good for the Rockies. Let's give a little shout out for Jeff Criswell. No one will probably ever mention his name again. But yeah, 103.3 miles an hour off the bat, 377 feet. bomb from Judge, but that was just more the moment for me, mid-season moment, just cool. Like I said, I was talking about it for literally weeks just because I thought it was the coolest thing ever to see that happen. It was just awesome. I mean, you see back-to-back-to-back homers every now and again, maybe one or two a season. But for it to be the Yankees and for it to be our big three, Motor's Row 2024, that was awesome to me, and that's number 7 on my list for Judge's top 10 moments. You can debate whether it should be on here, but it is for me, so leave me alone, okay? Alrighty, so number 6 is another one that some people probably wouldn't put on their list, but again, just the moment for me was so awesome. He did go on to lose this game, but it was a mid-season game, so it wasn't as big of a deal as the postseason ones. But it was his homer off Zach Kelly on July 26th. That homer was 470 feet at Fenway Park to a part of Fenway Park that you never see homers get hit to ever. I mean, that was in the camera well. That almost took out some people. That was dead center field, just straight bomb, raw, sheer power. It was a go-ahead blast off of Zach Kelly, who was arguably Boston's best reliever this season. That's like being the smartest kid in a class of 2 people. It's not really saying much. Boston's bullpen was straight dog. Any excuse to throw hate at the Red Sox, I'm going to take. I absolutely hate the Red Sox. And that's another reason why this is number 6 is I despise the Red Sox. Seeing players come up big against the Red Sox, that's the thing that makes me most happy in life. But yes, we did go on to lose 9-7, but it was a game July 26th, all right? It didn't have any sort of impact on the season as a whole, so who cares? It was a great moment. Let's move on. Alrighty, moving on to number 5, and we're actually jumping back to the game from number 7, August 25th against the Colorado Rockies. In the first inning against Austin Gomber, Judge did a 2-run homer. That was his 50th homer of the season. That made him only the 5th player in MLB history to have 3 or more seasons with 50-plus home runs. And he is the first player to ever have 3 or more seasons of 50-plus homers in his first 9 big league seasons. So, 1 of 1, truly. But Rockies pitcher Austin Gomber hung a changeup, hit it 107 miles an hour off the bat, 431 feet. And like I said, in number 7, we went on to win that game, 10-3. Great win. What a good day, really. Mid-season, you don't really see much happen, but 2 phenomenal moments for the captain. For number 4, we're going to Game 2 of the ALCS against the Cleveland Guardians. Judge had his first postseason homer of 2024. He took a really good pitch from Hunter Gaddis, a high fastball painted high and away, 111 miles an hour off the bat and 414 feet. It was to dead center field. There were some angels in the outfield. That ball just kept carrying, had some really high launch angle. There were some funny moments about it after the game, when he was asked why Glaber went back to tag up, and he's like, oh, Glaber's seen me hit 58 of those this year. He should know better. Obviously, he's joking, but just good vibes, because there was some real concern about his postseason performance up to that point, and there still is by some Yankees fans, which I'm not going to get into that on this video. I'm not concerned about it, but I'm not going to get into it. And I remember just being so hyped. I made a reel about it on Instagram. You're really hyped about something when you make an Instagram reel to Leona Lewis. So yeah, just a phenomenal moment. And that's one that I'm going to remember for a long, long time, where I was, the position I was sitting in, everything like that. My reaction was just pure, unadulterated joy to see Judge finally get that homer we'd been looking for all postseason. And like I said, it was off a very good pitch, too, off of a very good pitcher. And we went on to win that game 6-3 and take a commanding lead in the ALCS, which we went on to win in 5 games, made quick work of that Cleveland folk. Moving on to number 3, and it's an emotional one for Judgy, I'm sure. Homecoming. 2-run homer game against the San Francisco Giants, obviously going back to his hometown where he grew up going to ball games, idolizing guys like Rich Aurelia. And he hits 2 homers off of a very good pitcher in Jordan Hicks. Just what a moment for him with his parents in attendance. I'm sure that was one of the greatest moments of his season, just to be there where he grew up, watching ball games, finding joy, and then to hit 2 homers in his first career game at Oracle Park. That's the stuff of dreams right there for the captain. It really is, and just couldn't be happier for him. This is one that is not only just for us, but also what a moment it was for him as not only a ball player, but as a person. So this is just one where, just such a sweet moment, really. How wholesome. They weren't wall scrapers either. The first one, he took a splitter 394 feet, and the second one, he took a hard sinker 426 feet. So, yeah, they were bombs, man. Number 2, it was the 300th career homer for Aaron Judge in Chicago against the White Sox. Kind of a shitty place to do it at because the White Sox are god-awful. But, yeah, he tattooed a Chad Kuhl sinker 110 miles an hour and 360 feet. But with that homer, not only did he hit 300, but it also made him the fastest player in MLB history to hit 300. It took him under 1,000 games, and did it in 132 games fewer than previous record holder Ralph Kiner, and 400 at-bats fewer than the great Bambino Babe Ruth. Some really, really elite company, those guys. we all know what they did, and we all know what Aaron Judge is doing right now. Truly one of the greatest hitters we've ever seen. And that moment right there for me is just to put it into perspective of how amazing he is, the fastest player to ever hit 300 career homers. Like, we need to appreciate this man more. That's why it's number 2 on this list. That is absurd. All right, so some people might not agree with my number 1, but for me it is still his grand slam against the Red Sox off of Cam Boozer. He gets a first pitch fastball right down the middle, longest homerless stride of his career, snapped just like that. He took that pitch to deep left field, and normally when you see Judge run around the bases, he's pretty calm, collected. He didn't hide the fact that he was hype. Obviously, longest homerless stride of his career. He's been in the league for a while now, and to just be in that drought and have people asking questions about you when you know you're one of the best players around, to come up in a moment where we're down 4-1 against the Red Sox. Everyone in the stadium hates the Red Sox. Sold out Yankee Stadium crowd. First pitch takes it to left field. Shivers down my spine every time I even talk about it. Truly, one of the greatest moments I've seen as a sports fan, and I'm going to remember where I was for that for the rest of my life, seriously, because that moment is just so huge to me. Obviously, regular season game. We did go on to hold on to win that game 5-4. But he was in the papers the next day. Everyone was talking about it for so long, and, he went on to finish out the season strong after that drought. But, that's my number 1, just based on pure how hype I was at watching this moment live. That's my number 1. And you can disagree with me if you want, but please do let me know your list or your best Aaron Judge moment from 2024 in the comments below. I'm really interested to hear what you guys say. I could have missed some on this list. I really could have. I could have forgot some. It is a very long 162 game season, not including the postseason. So please do drop it in the comments below. And also make sure to give me a follows on my socials, like I said. And if you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like rating as well and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I've been bronxbomberbuzz. And as always, Bronx Bombers for life.